Every business is different. We don't judge particularly how they make their decisions and how to use them. But I'll say, first of all, the goal of the grants was to make sure the businesses can reopen. And that's critical. It's not just simply to pay somebody's bills and then they close their business, because if we're going to lose the business, it's not a good investment to put money there. If we can keep businesses open, we think that's critically important. Which leads to the second thing I'd say is that, we have repeatedly asked people to make application to the federal programs and the state programs. Now, we know the state programs are closed right now. There's discussion about whether the state will add supplemental funding and reopen the programs for a while. The feds are in the same boat. Apparently Montgomery County's had a good uptick in the number of businesses going to the, the payroll protection program, which I think is the best program the feds have. But that may run out of money, and that's going to require more federal money. But all of those grants, and the PPP program is a grant program at the end of the day, all of them provide substantially more money to deal with rents, lost income, bills that are due, utilities, and payroll, which is critically important. The county grants are limited to $75,000. And we will start taking applications. I believe it's immediately or shortly thereafter. And the first thing we're going to do is we get the applications in. We're going to check the applications for completeness. And if it's basically complete and the request, regardless of what the request is, if it's basically complete, people will get $10,000 checks immediately. The requests that exceed $10,000, not $10,000 checks, I should say, up to $10,000, depending what you ask for. The people who ask for more than $10,000, those applications immediately go and start being reviewed for the grant money above $10,000. We wanted to make sure we could get $10,000 out to everybody as quickly as possible. And we chose the $10,000 as the initial because we're trying to help as many businesses as possible. The bill didn't come with guidelines, whether it's first come, first serve, or whether you have a point system or anything. And we know there was a lot of concern about small businesses, and we wanted to make sure that money was available to small businesses. And the example I've given people is at $75,000, 300 businesses in Montgomery County could use up the entire $20 million. At $50,000, 400 businesses would use up to $20 million. That's not a lot of businesses when you think of Montgomery County having massively more than 30,000 small businesses in our border. So we were trying to spread the money as far as we could. We borrowed much of what's in our program from DC's bill. Their bill, however, was limited to $25,000 grants rather than the larger sum. So they're able to serve more small businesses with a larger grant. That said, though, we're going to make sure this money gets out very, very quickly, and that the additional money goes to people very shortly thereafter. It's not a separate application process. We're not going to ask anybody for additional information. If you need 50, then you'll request 50. You'll get a check from 10 as soon as people have cleared your application, and then they will immediately start working on the amount between 10 and 50. So we encourage people to apply. We're going to continue to take a record of all the applications after we exceed the $20 million, because we want to know how much more need is there out there, so we can discuss what we can do with the supplemental appropriation. And I understand that Councilmember Navarro may come forward with an additional $5 million appropriation for the smaller businesses. So we're just asking people to get on this quickly, submit your application. We put out earlier what kind of information we wanted you to provide, so that everybody knew what they were going to need to assemble before the application actually went live. So everybody kind of got a head start, so they know what they have to give us. Now they just have to go online, fill out the application, and we will get you the money, as many people as we can.